Hi guys, my name's Colin from South Africa, Plettenberg Bay, the Bethesda Addictions Treatment Centre. My wife and I own the clinic, so most of you know of us. I just wanted to tune into my new toy, this recording facility in my laptop. And I've been sending various messages to various people, family and friends, and I thought, affect to you. So I'm going to just share with you for 10 or less than 15 minutes, okay? Over 15 minutes and my YouTube won't receive it. So I'm going to chat to you for less than 15 minutes, all right? That's very difficult for me, but I'm sure we can manage it. I'm sure we can get there. I want to talk to you about this isolation, okay? About this lockdown that we're on, okay? Because many people within addiction treatment facilities, okay, they are in addiction treatment facilities because of this crazy, insane, mental, spiritual, psychological illness that we have that wants to make dangerous sound okay, right sound wrong, wrong sound right. And so we say yes when we mean no, and no when we mean yes. And even though we know that as soon as I pick up that first drug, there's no stopping it. Okay, some of you might be young enough to still believe that you may be able to pick up one substance, one glass of wine, one whatever it is. And the mindset within chemically dependent people really supports that belief. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys. I'd really like to pass a message over to Sybil and everybody at Bethesda, everybody at Effect to You, and just maybe send one or two reminders out and maybe one or two warnings. But certainly, I want to send some energy and encouragement your way. In South Africa at the moment, we're on lockdown. Okay, I think we're probably about 6 weeks behind everybody else. So anybody from Europe who left Belgium recently, it was a good idea, a really good idea, because when this virus really hits, it's going to be like nothing's been seen before, particularly in this country. And we've got 3 clients in at Bethesda at the moment that we've simply got contained. Okay, and we have to go in on a daily basis and do what we need to do with them. But even in this global crisis, the thinking is, no, it's not that bad. No, it won't reach me. No, I can get away with this. I've survived addiction, etc., etc. And I just want to share one or two things with you, really, from quite a few years of recovery. At this stage, let's not forget we've come into this context, the addiction treatment context, with this illness of addiction, okay? And then once we sat down in front of Sybil or Colin or John or whoever it is that we sit down with, and we are told and we start to see that this is actually a monster, this is bigger than me. This is really bigger than me. And so we start to see that we have this disease, and we think it's just a disease to the substance that brought us to our knees. Or I was an alcoholic, and we focus on my only problem is alcohol. That's the nature of the beast. And then as we carry on in recovery, we start to tell ourselves, well, I've not even craved a drink now for 6 weeks. So I'm starting to relax, I'm starting to feel better. And we have this belief, because I feel better, I am better. And because I am better, I will do better next time. And the whole castle comes collapsing around us again, and families fall out with us, and we just take that one. We might even transfer. We might go from alcohol. I'll just start smoking a bit of weed to help me relax. And before we know it, the brain clicks out again, or the brain goes on vacation. Common sense goes on vacation, and the insanity comes galloping out of the traps once more. Okay, this is what we're finding. But as we went on, or this is what when we first come into treatment, that's what we start to catch a glimpse of. All right, it's a little bit too much information to absorb and accept all at once. Okay, but it's imperative, it's so important that we allow this kind of information in and we take real honest stock of ourselves regarding the information. Does this apply to me? Because the addiction that we've got... My dog's barking, she drives me mad. Come here, hey, come. The problem that we've got, this disease that we find ourselves with, if we just sit back and take a quick look around, we find that it's actually not the only problem we've got. This addiction that we've got, it's got an ugly sister. It's called relapse. So we've got these two ugly sisters that we've fallen in love with. Active addiction and relapse. We enjoy the relapse. People enjoy the relapse. They don't enjoy the consequence of the relapse, but they enjoy the relapse. And if people didn't enjoy the relapse, they wouldn't relapse. We relapse because we make the future look more difficult than the past. We relapse because we think we've arrived. This mindset again. We've done this. I'm 3 months clean and sober. So we have the addiction. That's the mothership. That's the mothership. And then one of the smaller vessels, but just as deadly, is the relapse. And now this ugly duet turns into triplets. And we have the coronavirus, who really, really supports our desire to relapse. Okay, now we're up against triplets. Now we're up against addiction, relapse, and the restrictions placed upon us by this coronavirus. Okay, let me share something with you. Let me disclose something with you. I got clean in prison. I got clean in prison 27 years ago. I've been clean since. When you get clean, you get clean. Okay. I got clean in prison when I had every reason, every justification, every alibi to at least smoke a weed at night. But on the 17th of June 1993 in an English prison, I got clean. I could not use anymore. I just couldn't use anymore. I was a failed heroin addict. I've got lots of friends in Manchester. Successful heroin addicts. They're all dead. They all lie in the same graveyard. That's what a successful heroin addict looks like. I'm a failed heroin addict, man. I can't do it anymore. I cannot do it anymore. I really don't know if I would have another recovery in me. I'm pretty sure I've got the potential for another relapse in me, but I'm not quite sure I could live with another failure. I got to the point in my addiction where, in the beginning of my addiction, I was anxious about overdosing and dying. And then 12 years later, I was really, really anxious that I was never going to overdose and it was never going to kill me. Okay, and then when I got arrested on the 7th of November in 1988, jail was bail for me. I didn't apply for bail. The jail was my bail. I couldn't go through another day. I couldn't go through another lie. I couldn't go through another look of distrust in my loved ones' eyes. I couldn't put them through one more disappointment. I couldn't cope with one more failure. I couldn't do it. I was 49.9 kilograms in weight. Excuse me. 49.9 kilograms in weight. At the start of that prison sentence, when I was taken into the police cells and I was stood on the scales with a towel around me and I was trying to jump on the scales to get over 50 kilo. I was injecting heroin 3-4 times a day. I was injecting amphetamines with the heroin because once I'd taken the heroin, I needed the energy to get out and go and rob someone else so I could take some more heroin and the insanity was absolutely my higher power. Absolutely no doubt at all about it. It was a power greater than me. It was a power greater than me. It controlled the way I thought, the way I dressed, the way the people I mixed with, the people I avoided, the places I went, the places I avoided. It was an absolute, all surrounding, all encompassing power greater than me. Okay, so I look at you youngsters, you younger men and women now in addiction treatment, and with this coronavirus, we start to look at the virus and we start to say, I'm worried about my parents, I'm worried about my wife, I need to go home and be with my children, but you didn't care about your children when you were drinking. I need to go home because my business is closing down, but you didn't care about your business when you were using, boozing, cruising and throwing everything away. Where did you suddenly get the compassion for your family from? Now this coronavirus, it's a lying alibi of the addiction. It's a cheat, it's a lie. It's a lie. You've got one primary focus. The 12-step recovery program, the foundations of the 12-step recovery program. If you look at the coronavirus, I think they give about 5 tips to stay safe. Stay at home, wash your hands, stop shoplifting, don't beat the dog up, something like that. I don't know what the criteria is to stay safe from the coronavirus. I'm just looking at the first 3. I'm staying at home, we stay hygienic, and we keep a distance from anybody else who comes near the door. That's what I'm doing, okay? That's a resistance program to the virus, okay? We have at our disposal, you have at your disposal a life-changing, lifelong program of prevention of this disease of addiction returning. Steps 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Whilst you're in this lockdown position, whilst you're in this lockdown status, what are you feeling sorry for yourself for? Why are you thinking about stuff you're never going to be able to change anyway? None of them believe you anyway. Some of your family members are more scared of you going home than they are contracting the virus. This is what we've done to them. This is what we've done to them. You've got 5 steps in front of you that you can focus on for the next however long. They say that we're in lockdown for 3 weeks in South Africa. I think it's going to be 3 months. I really do think it's probably going to be about 3 months. Right, what am I going to do about it? Am I going to use it as an excuse to start feeling sorry for myself and start looking for an out? Or am I going to, right, okay, so we're on lockdown. They want us on lockdown, right? Where's my step work? I need a big book. I need 3 or 4 pens. I need 3 or 4 writing pads. And I need to get brutally honest. Within Effect to You, I've got to get rid of these secrets that I've started to collect in Effect to You. I've got to start getting rid of them now because you're on lockdown. You're on lockdown. Any secrets that you save, that you accumulate within your time span in Effect to You, in any facility, but the secrets that you take on separate you from your community. But you're on lockdown. It's time for an honesty group. It's really time for an honesty group. What are you doing in Effect to You that you know you shouldn't be? What conversations are you having when there's no staff around? What conversations are you having? What kind of influence are you having on other people? About other people. Gossip, it's called. Gossip, it's gossip. So you've got this fantastic opportunity to now start clearing the slate, to now start cleaning house, to now start taking a personal inventory. Okay, we admitted we were powerless over the coronavirus and that our lives has got the potential to be unmanageable before I get to the tram stop on the other side of the road. We came to believe that Effect to You is probably the best place to be right now. Right, we made a decision. Get in, get on with it. Pick up the pen, pick up the literature, pick up your step 4. Get on with it. Stop thinking about the step 4. Stop planning the step 4. Do the plan. We made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. And then at some point you can sit down with any of the guys there. You've got more than enough experience there. so that you can maybe admit to yourself, to the community, and to whatever God you are in connection with, okay? And I kind of hope that you do have some kind of connection as a result of steps 1, 2, and 3. But you now really got to take this opportunity. You may never get an opportunity like this again. Please, God, we don't get another opportunity like this again. But it's not going to be an opportunity if you sit around planning, scheming, wheeling, gossiping, complaining, bitching, biting, backbiting. Get on the program. Get on the program. You've got to stay focused. You've got 3 ugly sisters chasing you, wanting to kill you and rob your family. Okay, you've got 5 steps to protect you. You've got 5 steps that you can put on like armor. Okay, my name's Colin. It's nice chatting to you. I would like to ask you if you've got any questions, but I can't hear you. Okay, right, this is my first 16-minute video. We've gone 16 minutes. I'm sure YouTube will forgive us. I'm going to clock out now, and I'll think about another message for you later on in the week, and hopefully I'll try and get 3 messages sent through to you over the next 7 days. Take care, guys. Sybil, thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.